2023 and I'm in my kitchen making French toast, right? But it's not just any French toast, it's anabolic French toast because gotta get the protein in, right? Putting in the eggs, the cinnamon, soak the toast in there, whatever. I make it, I eat it, tastes pretty good, and that's that. But the thing I don't realize is that this stuff's not actually good for you. My name is Naveed, and in this video, I want to talk about why I don't eat like a bodybuilder and some weird things you might have not thought of as to why this stuff's not actually healthy like everyone says it is. You've probably made a lot of these like protein foods or whatever, like protein ice cream, protein shakes, protein mug cakes or whatever, right? And you probably thought like, oh, I need to get my protein in, right? And that's the first thing I want to talk about is how protein powder is overrated. The first reason why protein powder is overrated is because it's really easy to get enough protein. Like, you don't actually have to try that hard and you don't actually need that much. So like for me, I get about 200 grams of protein per day without even thinking about it really. And as long as you're just eating meat and normal balanced meals, if you actually track your calories and your protein one day, you'll notice that you can pretty much get all your protein needs from normal food and you don't need this protein powder. The second reason why protein powder is not actually good for you is because the ingredients are just terrible. And well, at least for most protein powders, yeah, like the ingredients are just not actually good for you, even though everyone says that it's totally fine. Just go pick up the protein powder in your pantry and read the ingredients. Now, I remember about a year ago, I went on a trip to Radium, right? And of course, we didn't bring much food really. So we were in the grocery store walking around, and I saw the fridge, and there was a protein chocolate milkshake in there, right? And I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. And I read the ingredients, and they weren't actually too bad, right? A lot of protein, like not a whole lot of ingredients, stevia, natural sweetener. Guess what? I drank that, and I was the most bloated I've ever been in my life, I swear. That thing was terrible. And I was going swimming right after, so it just felt absolutely terrible. Most protein powders have a lot of artificial sweeteners, such as sucralose, aspartame, and other sweeteners like that. Those are not good for you, no matter what everyone says. Like, our ancestors have not been eating this stuff, and these are not natural foods, and they do affect you. Now, if you get a protein powder that is purely just whey protein and does not have any of this other crap in there, then that can be good. But like I said, you don't even really need it. Like, you can get protein from just normal food anyways, and it's going to be higher quality as well. The only supplement I take is creatine, and I really think a lot of these people will try to sell you their protein powders and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, they say that these artificial sweeteners have no effect on you and that they're totally fine, but are you sure about that? Like, how do you think it tastes like candy when there's no sugar in it? Like, there's got to be something in there, right? Those artificial sweeteners. And it's not just that as well. There's a ton of other ingredients which are not good either. And like, at the end of the day, even if these aren't bad for you, like, you still just don't need protein powder in my opinion at all. Just track your protein for one day and just eat like a normal diet with a decent amount of meat, and you'll see you're getting plenty of protein. And also, people say it's good for cutting because you're getting a lot of protein, which is going to be very filling with a little bit of calories and like less fat and carbs, right? But the thing is, you can just get that through like chicken breasts, right? One example, the carnivore diet, well known for being really easy to lose weight on it. That's because meat is very filling, right? So you can get the same benefits. And you know what? I just want to say real quick, just to let you know, like, yeah, you can still build muscle and lose fat whilst eating whatever you want, alright? But the thing is, if you're someone who doesn't care about their health at all, and you just want to build muscle or lose fat, then honestly, this is not the video for you. Because it's not just about building muscle. Like, I'll say my main goal is to build muscle right now. But I can still do that whilst eating healthy. You don't need to eat like all these bodybuilders just to build muscle. Your health is literally you, your body, your life, and your existence. Without your health, you have nothing. And the thing is, if you're eating healthier, you're probably going to be feeling a lot better and making more gains even because of that. Because you're going to be just performing better in the gym. Your overall life quality will just be better regardless of the gym. Now I want to talk about something that you probably haven't thought about in terms of eating unhealthy and how that affects you, and that is actually your skin. Now, about 1 year ago, I started to eat healthier and clean up my diet. And around this period, when I was eating really healthy, right, my skin was like perfectly clear. And then I ate something unhealthy, right? I ate like chocolate one day. I don't know exactly what it was, right? And the next day, I had a pimple on my face. You could say this is a coincidence, all right? But I've seen this throughout the last year. Anytime I go a period of like a few weeks of eating healthy, and then I go out and eat some fast food or like a chocolate or something, I swear the next day I have like a few pimples on my face. And it's really no surprise, as I'll explain to you later in this video. Skincare is basically 90% diets, or like 90% of your inputs, what you're putting in your body. But a large portion of that is just what you eat. Now, I've done the whole fucking skincare thing. All right, I've done it all. The cleanser, the moisturizer, the retinol at night 2 times a week. All right, all that. And guess what? During that period, my skin was the worst it's ever been. All right. And the reason is because, first of all, I had crappy diets. And like I said, it's about 90% diet, right? But another reason is because, and this is getting a little in depth on skincare here, a lot of these products, if you look at the ingredients, it's just a mess, right? There's no way, all these ingredients you're putting onto your face, it's disrupting the natural balance of your skin. I mean, if you look at, basically, if you just go to the store and go to like the hygiene aisle or whatever, right? Just look at like any generic skincare product or shampoo or anything like that and look at the ingredients. There are so many toxic ingredients in there and the list is just huge. So that's why around that same period I started cleaning up my diet about a year ago. I cut out all the skincare stuff and my skin improved a lot. You are what you eat. You've probably heard that a lot, right? And you probably thought like it's kind of BS, right? Like if I eat a burger, I'm not going to become a burger, right? If I like eat a carrot, I'm not gonna become orange. Although that's a little bit true though, carrot maxing, but not. Anyways, I'll explain what that really means is like you are the nutrients you're consuming, right? So think about it like this. Your cells of your body turn over every however often, right? In terms of skin cells, it's about every month or so they're turning over. New cells are being created, right? What are those new cells being like created from? Like where are they coming from? It's what you eat, right? There's nowhere else. They don't just appear out of nowhere. It's what you eat, right? So whatever you're eating, the nutrients you're absorbing from that food is being used to create you. And so if you eat a bunch of shit, your skin is going to be shit. Garbage in, garbage out. And also one thing with how skin cells turn over roughly every 30 days or so, you might be thinking like, oh, I've been eating clean for like a week straight. Nothing unhealthy, right? But my skin is still not where I want it to be, right? That's because it takes time. You gotta wait, realistically, at least 2 weeks, but more so like a month, and then you'll really start seeing the results. So that's just to give you some like security that what you're doing is probably actually working, but you just need to wait a bit longer. And you've probably been eating like protein ice cream for the past like year or so. You gotta give your body some time to adapt and like undo the damage. I want to talk about these like big men's hygiene channels, right? You know what I mean? Like the Alex Costa or people like that, right? Or who else? Like teaching men's fashion, like those type of people, right? I fucking hate those people. You wanna know why? It's specifically with the skincare part, because all they recommend, you click on a video that's like how to improve your skin, right? What do they tell you? They tell you to buy their stupid fucking sponsored skincare products, right? That's what they tell you. Go buy this chemical filled bottle that you put on your face, and guess what? You're gonna see no results because your diet is still shit. But the thing is, they'll tell you a little bit. They'll just tell you a little bit about how, they might say, oh, if you cut out this chocolate or whatever from your diet, then, that'll probably improve it or it'll stay hydrated or whatever. And you hear that and you don't think much of it. You're like, oh yeah, whatever. It's probably not going to do much, just eat healthier. That's like 90% of it. That's the thing that these people don't tell you. Like, it's literally 90% of it. It's not about what you put on the outside, it's about what you put in the inside, like your actual health. Because the thing is, health is beauty, right? So like I've said, I haven't used any skincare products for the past year, and, as a base, like my skin is fairly good. But like I said, if I eat something unhealthy, I will notice that change and it will like go bad, Like I'm in direct control and my actions have consequences, Like I can notice the change. Oh, and you want to know something else? I haven't shampooed my hair in over a year. Yeah, and I don't think it looks too bad. Here, if you want to see the back, It's pretty good. Whenever I tell people this, they're just shocked because, like, if you think of someone who hasn't shampooed in a year, their head would just be like a ball of grease, right? But that's the thing. Shampoo was only invented, what, in the past, like, 100 years or so? You don't need all this stuff. It's just your health. And by no shampoo, I mean, like, nothing else either, like, literally just water. And I don't use any styling products or anything. See, people just want the easy way out. They just want a shampoo or a cleanser to fix their skin or whatever, right? But, like, with your whole body pretty much, it's just about your health. Like, if you are healthy, then you will look healthy, it's that simple. It's like if you're making a cake, right? But, which, I don't eat cake, by the way, but whatever. If you're making a cake, right? Then if the cake is just absolute dog shit, but then you put this really nice icing on it, it's still gonna be dog shit, right? You need the cake, the actual cake, to be good as well, right? And then, sure, maybe some icing, maybe you could have some skincare products. Like, I have tried some more like natural options, like tallow and, just stuff like that. Honestly, it didn't do much for me, and I just prefer all natural. And now I just want to say there are definitely exceptions to this. There are people who eat absolute crap but have perfectly clear skin. Like, I'm not saying this is everyone. Of course, there's like tons of outliers, but I'm saying overall, if you clean up your diet, then you're gonna see improvement in your skin and just your health in general. And also, the thing with the skin, that's just one example too, to sort of show you how this affects your health. But it's just your overall health as well. And I'll give you another example. So around a year ago, around the same time, right, I woke up one morning and my hand, right, my fingers were incredibly swollen. I could barely bend them past about there, just like balloons, right? I was so confused, right? And that just stayed for about a month. I didn't really do much about it. It just sort of fluctuated. One day it would be super swollen, the other a little bit, not that much, right? Until I eventually went to the doctor. And what did he say? He, guess what he made me do? He sent me to go for an x-ray and 2 blood tests. I didn't go for the second blood test because, well, it went away by then, but I'll say that in a moment. So the x-ray and a blood test, both of them showed nothing. But guess what? It just sort of went away after a few months, about a few weeks after that last blood test. Actually, it just went away completely, right? And guess what? That's when I went carnivore, right? These doctors, like, it just makes me so annoyed. Like, they can't seem to think that maybe it's something I'm actually doing and not some like random disease that I need to go for a blood test or an x-ray. Like, are you joking? My bones are fine. Like, and I never had that issue again up until recently. And the thing is, I was about like 4 months ago, right? I was really trying to bulk, like I am now, and I always have been basically. And so I started eating more nuts, specifically peanuts. In this span of about 2 weeks, I started eating a lot more peanuts, and guess what? It came back right then. And then I was like, I know what's going on. So I cut out the peanuts, gone. It's that simple. And the reason is, like, a lot of nuts have like defense chemicals in them and just like stuff that sort of causes inflammation in your body. And I still eat like pistachios and stuff, and they don't seem to do much to me. But the thing is, like, it's just crazy to me how like doctors don't consider this at all. And obviously, like, doctors are great people and stuff, but I think the system as a whole, it just needs to change around that. So by now you've probably been convinced that there's more to diet than just building muscle or losing fat, and that your health actually matters, right? Now, I want to talk about kind of my diet, right? So about 6 months to a year ago, like I said, I did the carnivore diet, right? And that served me very well. Although for building muscle, I kind of just came to the conclusion that it would be best to have carbs, and this is like kind of controversial in the keto carnivore community, but maybe I'll talk about it in a bit. But just for now, I made that decision to eat carbs. So basically what I'm doing right now is an animal-based diet, like what Paul Saladino does, except with some differences. So I'll tell you my exact diet, okay? So for breakfast in the morning, I have 8 eggs with butter, salt, and pepper, right? And also about half a liter of freshly squeezed orange juice. All right. Then for lunch, usually ground beef, maybe 250 grams to 300 grams, and grapes and pistachios, right? Typical lunch. Then at dinner, I'll have just steak, any steak really, but I mean, my favorite is like New York strip, but any steak pretty much. And just steak, more pistachios, maybe some other fruit like mandarins or something, and then a little bit of 85% dark chocolate. That's basically my whole diet. And of course, I slip up like maybe like once a week right now. That's when I'm trying to improve. But if I don't like mess up, then I would say it's like fairly strict. Like I don't eat any grains or bread or anything like that. And honestly, like I feel better without the nuts. And like just in general, eating healthier will make you feel better as well. Just overall less bloated, your stomach won't hurt as much. But like for me, the thing is sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for what your number one priority is, and for me that is building muscle. And so like I will admit it is not easy to bulk whilst eating healthy like this strictly, right? And so sometimes you do gotta make sacrifices, but like at least try, I'm at least trying my best, and like I'm just allowing pistachios because they don't like do too much to me. But harder to bulk doesn't mean impossible to bulk. But at the same time, like I get it. It is definitely harder. At the same time, doing hard things give you good results usually. What I would recommend to most people is you don't have to go as strict as me at all. Just go at least single ingredient foods like meat, eggs, fruit, vegetables, nuts, maybe like rice or potatoes, like, and that's it. You don't need anything else. No seed oils, no protein powder, no protein bars with like a ton of just crap that makes you feel like crap when you eat it as well. Like I just want to end this video by saying that being healthy is going to benefit you in all areas of life. It basically is your life, it's you, your body. So don't neglect it, right? And of course, like my main goal is to build muscle and aesthetics, right? But I can still do that whilst trying to eat healthy. By the way, check out my Instagram. Just hit 350 deadlifts, and I just post like a bunch of documentation, like progress updates for like lifts or physique, just stuff like that. Yeah, that's all for today. Have a good one.